Hello, and a very warm welcome to today's webinar from the Wemedoo Talk series. My name is Valérie. I'm Wemedoo's COO, and as Wemedoo is a proud member of the Across Alliance, I will have the pleasure today of guiding you through this session. Today, we want to explore what it truly takes to build a connected global alliance in clinical research, not just structurally, but really strategically. What does collaboration mean in practice, and how can alliances create real impact rather than just be a network on paper? And I'm very excited to be welcoming also my panelists for today. So I have with me here today Nenad, who joined Across as the Alliance Manager earlier this year, reinforcing the increased focus of the Alliance and its dedication for further centralization. We also have with us today George. George is a seasoned healthcare professional with over 22 years of experience in clinical research across the Middle East and Europe. George founded Phoenix Clinical Research in 2012, serving the MENA region, and later co-founded Balsam Clinical Research, focusing on the Saudi market. Both Balsam and Phoenix Clinical Research are valued across Alliance members. And then we also have Kalman here with us, who is the president of the board at Research Professionals CRO. Research Professionals is a full-service CRO with a strong Central and Eastern European focus, delivering clinical trials with deep local expertise and reliable execution. Complementing this, RPDCT extends these capabilities with decentralized trial delivery across Europe and the Middle East, as well as North Africa, bringing studies closer to patients. Together, they combine site-based and home-based approaches to enable flexible and patient-centric trial designs. As an Across partner, Research Professional contributes to both the strong regional execution as well as scalable decentralized capabilities to international projects. And last but not least, we are unfortunately missing one person here today, who is Stephen, due to last-minute illness. Stephen is the founder of Across Global Alliance and serves as one of the managing director in today's alliance. So despite announced differently, unfortunately, we will be missing him today. Before we begin, I just quickly wanted to address the audience with a quick note. This session is interactive, so we encourage you all to submit your questions at any time using the comments section. We'll be collecting them throughout the discussion, and I will address them as many. We are also open to staying on longer here as possible during the Q&A during the last 10 minutes of today's session. But yeah, I would suggest now let's dive into the topic of today's webinar. And I would suggest we go back to the beginning. Nenad, maybe I can ask you first, what ultimately inspired the creation of Across?
Thank you, Valérie, for this introduction. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Across Global was founded by Stephen, and it was born out of recognition that smaller CROs are often missing out opportunity to participate in global studies due to the nature of current pharmaceutical outsourcing model. What do I mean by it is the larger pharmaceutical companies have tied up with the bigger global CROs in preferred provider arrangements, leaving little or no room for smaller CROs. So the opportunity for smaller CROs therefore lies primarily with the smaller pharma or biopharma companies, as many of them do not have the financial or internal human resources and financial resources to engage with the larger global CROs and to manage and oversee multiple CROs across multiple continents to deliver a single global study. But by working as an alliance, we can help small and medium-sized clients overcome all of these challenges.
Wonderful. And I think you mentioned a number of important gaps right now. Why do you believe it is right now is the right moment to address them in a global alliance model like this one?
I think over the time we heard comments from some of our clients that have become disillusioned with engaging with larger global CROs. Such comments includes like, we were promised an A team but received a B or C team. We had to reach out to other CROs to assist the recruitment targets were not being achieved, and all the time we were paying premium prices. I believe this is the right moment and the right gap to fill in with the alliance, actually.
Excellent. And as you right now, I mentioned it, right? You're stepping into this important role in such an important time. What excites you most about the Across model?
I believe the alliance model can make its mark in the market with centralized contracting and oversight of all activities with its solid QMS governance model and the state-of-the-art clinical research informational system, in our case, it's Omnia Wemedoo, and cost-effective solution. These are some of the aspects that really excites me about the cross-model alliance.
Great. Thank you so much for getting us started on this one, Nenad. And also kind of want to ask that same question to our partners. So George, maybe let me start with you. From your perspective, what was your motivation for joining Across? Where do you see the biggest value add?
First of all, it's a big exposure for us as a region, as CRO specialized in the Middle East region. So being part of Across, I mean, it will increase our footprint and it will open a lot of doors. And thanks to Across, we were able to gain one of our top pharma companies who are a reliable partner for us across the Middle East and North Africa region.
That's great. And Kalman, what was your motivation?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation. It's a real pleasure to be part of this discussion. And welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm glad to share our perspective as part of the Cross Alliance. And RPCRO and RPDCT joined Across because it allows us to stay focused on what we do the best. It's the strong local execution, while being part of a truly global delivery model. For us, the biggest value is working with trusted partners in a structured way where expectations, quality, and timeline are aligned from the beginning. This creates a much more reliable environment for delivering international studies. And compared to a traditional CRO partnership, that we have a lot, where we are contacted by another CRO that, okay, we have a big project, can you cover this and these and these countries? We always operate with their own processes and systems and documentations. And Across significantly reduces the operational burden through harmonized processes and shared systems, especially within the operational team. So it's a big advantage for our project managers, CRAs, CTAs, and other operational colleagues because they already know the system and they don't need to learn something new at each and every opportunity.
Great. And I think that's already great because that's a perfect transition to the next topic I want to touch base on, which is, this vision for collaboration that is so inherent in the alliance model. But as we all know, a vision is quite powerful, but it doesn't matter if the execution isn't really there. So Nenad, where do you see the biggest opportunities to strengthen collaboration with the alliance? What kind of measures is the alliance setting into place?
I would say, as previously mentioned, it is the instant global reach, which George mentioned, like to have a global reach for our partners. Also, regarding cost and speed efficacy through centralized orchestration of all activities, from access to centralized budget tools, overview of all activities throughout our alliance, to our network members, not to mention like joint marketing activities and better visibility and business development opportunities for our partners.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, also us as Wemedoo, right? We became alliance members after the alliance chose us as the central clinical research information system provider. I mean, what role does that for you, this centralized also information system infrastructure play for you? And maybe you could also walk us through why our system Omnia was chosen for this.
It is chosen and as one of the premium, let's say, clinical research information system because it brings together all in one source, compliant environment, a full suite of interoperable tools, including but not limited to eCRF, CTMS, eTMF, as well as the full array of other eSuite applications commonly used in clinical trials. Omnia is also easily adaptable to address different protocol designs without the need for additional programming, thus saving significant time on the study development stage up to 83%, which is huge. The system draws in built workflows for the multiple digital sources to capture real-time data in easy-to-understand reports, which in turn allows both partners and clients' management teams to be able to have a comprehensive overview of the study progress and also to assist with more rapid decision-making process. This is the reason why we choose actually to partner with Omnia.
Well, it's good to know that these advantages have been recognized in that way, for sure. And maybe Kalman, turning back to you, because I think you opened up this conversation, right? Talking about centralization. Where do you, maybe building up on your previous response, where do you see the biggest advantage of that centralization through across?
Yeah, thank you for questioning that. One of the biggest advantages we see is the level of central coordination across the alliance. Having the mentioned shared tools, aligned processes, and a clear overview of activities really reduces the fragmentation between the countries and between the collaboration partners. In practice, it means faster decision-making and a smoother startup, which is always a really critical part of each and every trial, and a better overall control of the study. Instead of managing multiple contracts and communication streams, coordination is handled within the alliance from the sponsor's perspective. And the shared planning and real-time visibility across partners also enable more predictability, recruitment, and delivery timelines.
Absolutely. And maybe George, also from your perspective, where do you see big advantages of that centralization?
First of all, I mean, we have a bigger geographical coverage, which is something very important, and everything is quite centralized. So you are offering to your client a centralized approach with a more cost efficient approach. Plus, I mean, with this centralization, you are choosing the best partner across each region and who has the most beneficial experience with the site and the countries. For being selected for a specific clinical trial.
Absolutely. And maybe to build up on that, George, where, from your experience as an alliance partner, where do you see that across as an alliance in this industry, where does it differ mostly from other alliances in practice?
First of all, Across is much more organized. I mean, as Phoenix, we are part of other alliances, but we are not satisfied. While with Across, we've been with Across for more than 4 years, for 5 years even, and we are really very satisfied. The response rate is quick. I mean, there's open communication and fast and effective communication, and I believe communication is the key for the success of each alliance, every alliance.
Yeah, absolutely. Kalman, do you have something to add from your perspective?
Yes, I believe that it is not just a network of referral partners, but projects are truly co-delivered with partners actively working together rather than handling things over to each other. This is supported by shared systems, as we mentioned, and aligned quality standards, making collaboration much more consistent and predictable.
No, absolutely. So many flowers already to you, Nenad. But anything to add from your end, how Across differs, also in the setup, since you have more of the insights even?
Yes, I strongly believe one of the key differentiating factors is unique approach of centralized orchestration of the project oversight, which provides clients with a single point of contact for contracting the Across legal entity and ensures clear accountability for the client, which is important. In addition to this, the model includes a robust central QMS, which underpins the operation of the alliance, and of course, the use of Omnia as the central clinical research infosystem. Collectively, all these factors help us to differentiate it from some of the more traditional CRO alliances on the market.
Absolutely. Good. I mean, let's maybe shift our focus. We talked about the past, we've talked about the present. Let's maybe look a little bit ahead. Both of you, right, George, Kalman, you both of your organizations have been with the Alliance for a long time, but of course, there's never stopping us from further development. So what kind of organizations, from your perspective, would strengthen the Alliance most now in the next years?
Kalman or
sorry, Kalman, maybe you want to get us started.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Yes, as you mentioned, we are a part of Across family many years ago, and based on that experience, I would say that the strongest partners in this model are those who really bring solid local execution capabilities and can also scale when needed. it's important that they can take full ownership in their country while still working in a collaborative and transparent way within the alliance. But mindset is just as important as expertise here. The ideal partner is proactive and committed to the alliance goals and understands that participation is not just an opportunity, but also an investment and a real long-term commitment to each other.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I think just having all of us here in the room kind of proves it, that's kind of the true spirit of Across. Great. Sorry, George. Something from your end to add to that.
Yeah, definitely. So I believe this partnership, between Across and Wemedoo will strengthen much more the alliance, and especially, if we have one global project on different countries, so we can use Wemedoo quality management system that is really well developed. And so this will assure a lot our clients that really we have very solid quality management system, very solid systems that we are using, as Nenad mentioned before, and so you will be in safe hands.
Absolutely. Thank you for the flowers, George. And
Thanks on you.
Nenad, maybe you could walk us a little bit through what are your plans for Across in the next 12 to 24 months?
I think we will focus on to onboard new partners to join the alliance. Also internally, we're scaling up the team, and simultaneously, we are working on bringing more clients, which will recognize actually all advantages of alliance model and our local partners, like to be the preferred partners for conducting the clinical trials or studies. And this, what I said, is the next step.
So does that mean right now you're like you're open to adding new partners? And if so, what kind of partners are you looking at to add?
Of course, we are open to onboard the new partners, and we are looking for smaller and mid-sized CRO with good local and good quality expertise, because it brings additional value to all partners and alliance members across multiple therapeutical areas, with fast and adaptable teams who can carry on all requested tasks in time, which is very important.
Absolutely. So then I'm right to assume tons of space to join. And basically, hopefully, we're waiting, or you're happy to receive some more interest after the session. Yeah, if anyone is listening and feels like this is just the right thing for us, you're happy to receive that interest.
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful. And if, let's say, if there is somebody who's currently evaluating whether Across could be the right platform for them, what would you then tell them now?
I would tell them now that this is opportunity now to instantly expand globally through access to our trusted global network of carefully selected partners. You don't need to spend and expend energy on client contracting, and can be assured of quality organization through the shared across global QMS structure, coupled with the use of Omnia as the centralized clinical research information system. And the partners will have real-time access to all aspects of the study progress, assisting them with resource allocation, adapting to rapidly changing study conditions, and in chasing risk management, ensuring on-time delivery of their commitments. This is truly important to say.
Wonderful. Good. I'm having a little bit of a look at the eye, and unfortunately, we're already coming towards the end of the session. So, as from my perspective, for me, really three things stand out today, which is really that Across combines what is a strong shared vision by all partners, combined with a very strong local expertise, and a shared infrastructure that enables such true collaboration between this true partnership. But before we head now and we open up the Q&A, and I'm already seeing some questions coming in, I would love to also just hear from you. What is kind of your final thought? What would you like the audience to take away from today? And maybe let me do that in the order of where I see you. So maybe Kalman, you want to get started?
Yes, thank you. I would say that for us, Across is really about turning collaboration into execution. So if there's anyone in the audience who is interested in and represents a local or regional CRO, just write a message and start a conversation with the management of the alliance.
Great. George, what's the one takeaway coming from your end?
So I believe the one takeaway is that, I mean, we are a reliable partner for all sponsors, for all pharma and biotech companies. We are a very solid alternative compared to big CROs. We are most cost efficient. And always, I always like to say that always the local CROs, the regional CROs, they know the best sites and they know where to get the patients. So this is something, a key point that global CROs, they don't know it, unlike the local and regional CROs.
Perfect. Good. And Nenad, closing remarks before we move into Q&A from your end.
No, I completely agree with Khalil and George, and I believe really with the local expertise bring by our partners and the global reach bring through an alliance, all this backup with superb clinical research informational system, Omnia, now is the really time to join, and we can conduct, I mean, global study in a better manner than a big CROs, much more cost effectiveness, much more speed in it, and much more dynamics to fit all the needs of the pharma companies.
Great. Thank you so much. And with that, I want to open up to the audience for the Q&A. I see we have some questions, but please feel free to keep asking questions in the comments and we will go through them, address them now. Let me see what I have here. Maybe to already pick up something you just mentioned, George. So we have a question from Vanya here. From a sponsor's perspective, what is the biggest advantage of working with an alliance instead of a single global CRO? So maybe we dig deeper into your point from the closing remark, George.
Sure. So first of all, it's more cost effective. And the local CROs, they know better the site and they know better where to find the patient. So really, I mean, what's the most important for the sponsor is the quality and to finding the patient. And these local CROs that are part of Across, they have both. Mm-hmm. So quality and experience in finding patients.
Is there something somebody else would like to add to that in answering that question?
Yeah, I just would like to add a few things. It's the same, but maybe a bit a different perspective. That when a sponsor tries to make a decision if they use local CROs or go to a global partner, there is always an advantage at the global partner side that, okay, it is a single vendor verification, it is a single system, a single communication line, and a single framework of a cooperation. While there are the advantages at the local CROs that, okay, they know the size, they are more flexible, they are more cost efficient. And if we talk about Across, we can combine both of these advantages into one system, and the sponsor can have this package in one.
Great, thank you. Then let me select the next question. We have one more here. I feel like this is a prime question for you, Nenad, to do the perfect sales pitch. If you had to describe Across in one sentence to a potential partner or client, what would you say? I guess maybe, yeah.
I would say that we are a perfect match both for clients and the partners by bringing the local expertise of the partners to a global level with cost effectiveness, with better speed and adaptability, quality and knowledge, all this backed up by Omnia Wemedoo system. We are perfect fit, actually.
Wonderful, good. And then we have another question here coming from Nicola. Can you tell us more on the site and CRO collaboration perspective? I think, again, great question to our partners as well. Kalman, maybe you want to get us started on this one.
Yeah, I think that all of the local CROs has their own site relationship already. So in one hand, it would not influence the site and CRO collaboration so much. But on the other hand, as we know the Omnia system and we know all the possibilities that can served by Wemedoo, I think it can support a lot of this collaboration or this level of collaboration as well, because if they have less burden, the sites have less burden at a technical side of the clinical trial execution, or if they need to handle fewer system, for example, fewer access to the systems, it can help a lot to concentrate on what really matters, to treat the patients, to collect the data, to keep the data on the highest quality level. And they don't need to spend time to jump between different systems and different requirements, even within a single trial that we can see several times in many projects.
Mm-hmm. George, from your perspective and experience, anything to add to that?
Sure. So we as Phoenix, we are really a very trusted partner for many sites in the Middle East region. And thanks to this, for example, we have built some clinical research unit for some sites because they trusted us and they wanted to have more, I would say, more expertise and more infrastructure to run clinical trials. And definitely, especially in the Middle East region, I mean, the relationship is very important. And we have a very strong relationship with the site, and it really helps, especially when you want, when you are conducting like pre-feasibility or feasibility. So the interaction with us is much more important compared to other CROs, for example, who don't have this strong relationship with the sites.
Great, thank you. Good. Let me pause because right now these are all the questions I see from the audience. Let's just to check if there's anyone else who has a question. But that does not seem to be the case. Then that just means that I get to thank you all. Thank you to the panelists. Thank you for your time and the thoughtful conversation. And obviously, I think we still get to talk lots as part of the Across Alliance, but also a big thank you for the audience who tuned in today. Should you have any follow-up questions after this live stream ends, please feel free to still comment. We will get answers from the panelists back to you in writing. But yeah, I for sure leave this conversation with lots of new impressions and thought impulses. So yeah, thank you very much, and see you all soon for the next Wemedoo Talk series in April. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.